So the topic that we have to do, they are called bond parameters. Okay. So we did various kinds of bond parameters, like we studied about bond angle, we studied about bond length, we studied about bond strength, bond energy, and we studied about all these factors. Okay. So today what we have to study is, again, it is one of the bond parameters, and that bond parameter. Okay. Just 1 minute. Ah. So that bond parameter is called as, write it down over here. That bond parameter is popularly called as dipole moment. It is called dipole moment. Okay. So do you know what is the meaning of a dipole moment, madam? Have you studied in your school level?
Uh, yes, but I don't remember.
Okay, okay, not an issue. See, it is one of the bond parameters of a covalent bond. Okay, whatever bond parameters we have done, they are all for covalent bonds. So for covalent bonds, we have their bond angle, bond length, bond order, bond strength, bond enthalpy. These are the bond parameters. Similarly, there is one more bond parameter of a covalent bond, and that is popularly called as what? Bond dipole moment. It is called as bond dipole moment. Okay. So if I have to explain you ki why does the dipole moment arise? Okay, you remember we had done Fajan's principle. Okay, in Fajan's principle, we used to say that every ionic compound has some amount of covalent character.
Mm.
है ना?
Yes.
Uh, in dipole moment, we will say that every covalent compound or every covalent bond will have some amount of ionic character in it.
Mm.
Okay, so dipole moment gives us a qualitative as well as quantitative analysis of an ionic nature in a covalent compound. Okay, it shows quantitative as well as qualitative analysis.
Mm.
Okay, and if I have to define the dipole moment in terms of a formula. Remember this dipole moment is represented as mu. So it is the product of charge and the distance. If someone is asking you, what is this mu? Then you will say that this mu is nothing but the charge. Q is the distance. Sorry, Q is the charge. So sorry, my mistake. If mu is the dipole moment, Q is the charge, and D is the distance. That is the distance between the two atoms. Okay. The unit of dipole moment. The unit of dipole moment. I will write it down over here. The unit of a dipole moment is debye. It is debye. Okay. Debye, and it is abbreviated as capital D. This is the symbol of dipole. Okay, so what are the things that we have learned for dipole moment up till now? तो बोलने का sir, dipole moment arises when we want to find ionic nature in a covalent compound. Okay, second point says that it gives quantitative as well as qualitative analysis.
Mm.
Okay, आपको पता है quantitative और qualitative analysis का मतलब क्या होता है? तो बोलने का सर, quantitative analysis का मतलब होता है we can exactly tell कि how much percent of ionic character is present in a particular covalent compound. It may be 5%, 10%, 20%. So there is a numerical based on that. We have to do it. Okay. Then the second thing is qualitative analysis. Qualitative analysis का मतलब होता है कि we can do comparative, case study. Like if I give you two compounds, you can tell me किसका dipole moment ज्यादा होगा. Got it? मतलब you can do quantitative as well as qualitative analysis in dipole moment. Okay. Now, the dipole moment is a vector quantity. It is a vector quantity, and its direction is always directed towards the more electronegative atom. Okay, its direction is always directed towards more electronegative atoms. See, this is the representation of a dipole moment. Dipole moment is represented like this. So here, what are you going to have? From here, you will have a less electronegative atom to more electronegative atom. En stands for electronegativity. Okay. So the direction is always directed the towards the more electronegative atom. It is always directed towards the more electronegative atom. Got it? Okay. So dipole moment is a vector quantity and it is always directed towards the more electronegative atom. Okay. Now, if you have multiple, bond moments, then how do you find the resultant bond moment? Okay, remember this, the dipole moment of a one particular bond is called as a bond moment. Okay, and the overall net bond moments of all the bonds in a particular compound is called as a dipole moment. So if you have multiple dipole moments, so you will find the resultant by using this formula, which is mu net, that is resultant net dipole moment. So that will be equal to mu1 square plus mu2 square plus 2 mu1 mu2 cos theta, where theta is the angle between the two bond moments. It is the angle between the two bond moments. Okay, so this will be the formula. Okay, again a very simple formula, but a very important formula, which says that the net dipole moment is given by mu1 square plus mu2 square plus 2 mu1 mu2 cos theta, where theta is the angle between the two vectors. What does this mean? It means that if you have suppose two vectors like this, if you have two vectors, say say this is one vector and say this is another vector. Okay. They say that if this is mu1, say this is mu1, say this is mu1, and this is mu2, and theta is the angle between them. So the resultant of this bond moments is given by mu1 square plus mu2 square plus 2 mu1 mu2 cos theta. Got it, madam? Now, can you repeat whatever you have understood regarding dipole moment?
Dipole moment shows the qualitative and quantitative analysis of the
Perfect.
and it's it's the like it's the ionic character of a covalent,
Covalent bond. Yes.
and
Yes.
it's directed towards more electronegativity,
Superb.
and
And what is its unit, madam?
its unit is derived de,
Debye.
derived.
Debye. Debye. Okay.
Hmm.
Okay. So yeah. So now one of the most important applications of dipole moment says that if the net dipole moment is zero, but they say that if the net dipole moment is zero,
Hmm.
okay, then the molecule is non-polar. Then the net dipole moment is no, if the net dipole moment is zero, then the molecule is non-polar. And if the net dipole moment is non-zero, if it is a non-zero value, then you will say that the molecule is polar in nature.
Hmm.
So in short, if you want to know whether the molecule is polar or non-polar, what you have to do is you have to find the dipole moment, net dipole moment.
Hmm.
If the net dipole moment is zero, you will say that the molecule is polar. Simple. Okay, but if the net dipole moment is non-zero, if it is having some value, then you will say that it is having a polar nature. Got it?
Yes, sir.
So now we have to take examples. You remember the Vesper table we had made? 20, 21, 22, 23, 30, 31, 32, 40, 41, 42 था, then 50, 51, 52, 60, 61 and 70. तो
Hmm.
वैसे ही सारे वो केसेस का है ना, हमें डाइपोल मोमेंट हमें ढूंढना है. तो पहला केस यहाँ पे मैं लिख देता हूँ. यहाँ पे यू विल हैव सिग्मा बॉन्ड्स and then you will have lone pair of electrons. And then here you can write some examples. So what were the first set of examples? It was like 2 sigma 0 lone pair, 2 sigma 1 lone pair, 2 sigma 2 lone pair, 2 sigma and 3 lone pairs. Okay. We will write down the examples also. Can you give me an example of a 2 0 case? We have written it in Vesper table. A compound which has 2 sigma and a 0 lone pair of electrons. Just look at the table and you will get the answer.
Um, BCCl2.
Perfect. It is BeCl2. Can you give me one more example from that table? You can take BeCl2, you can take CO2 also.
Hmm.
Okay. Then 2 1 का एक example दे सकते हो आप?
SO2.
Fantastic. We had written only one example, that is SO2. Then 2 2 का example, again one example we had written, water. Correct ना?
Yes.
And 2 3 में XeF2 लिखा रहेगा. XeF2, then if you want to write I3 minus, that is also correct. Okay. So now first we'll talk about BeCl2. Okay, we'll talk about BeCl2. So let's take the first example, that is BeCl2. We'll write down BeCl2. तो BeCl2 में you will agree with me that उसका जो ज्योमेट्री होता है वो लीनियर होता है, like this BeCl2. So here the bond movement will be directed towards chlorine because you know that chlorine is more electronegative than beryllium. Correct ना मैडम? तो ऐसा ये बॉन्ड का मूवमेंट क्लोरीन की तरफ डायरेक्टेड रहेगा. समझा आपको ये?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now can I say that the first bond moment is equal to the second bond moment and they both are in opposite direction? है
Hmm.
ना? So they
Yes.
both are equal in magnitude and opposite in direction. So what does physics says? Physics tells us that if there are two vectors which are equal in magnitude but opposite in direction, so they will cancel out each other. They will cancel out each other. So here I would say that the net dipole moment is zero. So can I say that if the net dipole moment is zero, the molecule is non-polar in nature? Can I say that, madam?
Uh, yes.
So BeCl2, CO2. Like if you have any case where you have 2 sigma and 0 lone pair, and if all the side atoms are same, chlorine is the side atom over here, then you will say that the molecule is non-polar. And the proof I have given it to you because the dipole moment is zero. If someone is asking you why polar molecule, then you will say that since the dipole moment is zero, it is negative. Matlab it is non-polar. Got it? After BeCl2, we will take SO2, SO2. SO2 will look something like this. And sulfur will have one lone pair of electron. Okay. And the lone pair of electrons, they also contribute towards the dipole moment. Here oxygen is more electronegative, so towards oxygen, here towards oxygen. Okay, so they will not cancel out each other. So you will have some value of dipole moment. Correct, madam?
Yes.
So here, what we will say that the net dipole moment. See what value we will have that we don't know, and that is not there in our syllabus also. But at least we will say that the dipole moment is not equal to zero. It will have some value, है ना? And that is the reason why now I will say that SO2 is a polar molecule. Okay. So any example where there is two sigma and one lone pair, that will be a polar molecule. समझा ये आपको मैडम?
Yes, sir.
Okay, now let's talk about this case. नेक्स्ट केस कौन सा रहेगा हमारे लिए? H2O रहेगा, H2O. सॉरी. सो H2O के लिए आप अगर हम ऐसा लेके, ऐसा, there will be two lone pairs,
Hmm.
two lone pair of electrons. Okay, and ऐसा, ऐसा, and the lone pair of electrons, they will have their own dipole moment. Again, the bond moments will not cancel out each other. Okay, they will not cancel out each other. So again I will say that there will be some net dipole moment.
Hmm.
So the net dipole moment over here is not equal to zero. So you tell me whether the molecule is polar or
The molecule is polar.
fantastic. It will be polar because it will have some dipole moment. Okay. Now what will be the last case in this section? XeF2. XeF2. तो XeF2 के लिए आप क्या करोगे पता है? ऐसे लिखोगे. XeF2. So can I say that the upper fluorine का bond moment, this one, will be cancelled out by below fluorine का bond moment, है ना? Then similarly, this bond moment will be cancelled out by the resultant of these two bond moments. ये दोनों का bond moment मिला के ये वाले को कट कर देगा. तो experimentally it is observed that इसका जो net dipole moment वो जीरो आता है. तो ये मॉलिक्यूल पोलार हुआ कि नॉन पोलार हुआ?
Equal to is non-polar.
नॉन पोलर. क्या मैडम आपको नींद आ रहा है आज? यू फीलिंग स्लीपी?
Hmm.
ओके, चल. So this was the first table that we did. Okay. Now the second table, if you recollect, was 3-0 वाला. Okay, तो वो मैं यहाँ पे लिख देता हूँ. Just one minute. तो सिग्मा, लोन पेयर, देन एग्जाम्पल. तो ऐसा था. You had 3-0, 3-1 and 3-2. 3-0 का एग्जाम्पल was BF3 ले लो आप. BF3. 3-1 में एग्जाम्पल क्या था? NH3. और 3 2 का एग्जाम्पल वॉज ClF3 या BrF3, वैसे भी कुछ भी ले सकते थे आप।
Hmm.
ओके, so this were the examples. Now let's take the first, that is BF3। तो BF3 में अगर आप देखोगे, BF3 का अगर आप एग्जाम्पल देखोगे तो ऐसा दिखेगा, देखो। यू हैव बोरॉन, यू हैव फ्लोरीन, you have fluorine, and you have fluorine. And the dipole moment for the first fluorine, for the second fluorine, for the third fluorine. So they will cancel out each other. Okay, they will cancel out each other. So the net dipole moment of experimentally it is zero. So we will say that the molecule is NP. NP matlab non-polar.
Hmm.
Correct, madam?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So the second example that we have to do is NH3। NH3 का नाम क्या है आपको पता है मैडम? व्हाट इज NH3's नेम?
Ammonia.
अमोनिया, वेरी गुड। एंड you will have a lone pair of electrons over here। ये ऐसा है। So over here the net dipole moment is non-zero because you have a lone pair of electron, so the molecule will be polar in nature। Got it? आपको समझ रहा है ये मैडम?
Yes, sir.
नेक्स्ट एग्जांपल इज ClF3। तो ClF3 का हाइब्रिडाइजेशन sp3d आता है, sp3d। तो ऐसे बनाएंगे हम, देखो ऐसा। तो बेंट टी शेप बोलते हैं ऐसा। लोन पेयर ऑफ इलेक्ट्रॉन्स ओवर हियर, ओवर हियर, ऐसा। लोन पेयर ऑफ इलेक्ट्रॉन। तो नेट डाइपोल मोमेंट इज नॉन जीरो, so this will be polar in nature, polar। Okay, so this will be polar in nature। Got it, madam? Just
Yes.
let me know once you are done writing this।
Can I see ClF3, sir?
हाँ हाँ, yes, I will show you, just 1 minute। This is CL। Hmm. Hmm.
Done, sir.
Then,
Hmm.
okay, okay. Now the next table that we had done was 40 wala. So just we can write it down. So it's like sigma lone pair, lone pair, and then the examples. So we had 4 sigma 0 lone pair. We had 4 sigma 1 lone pair, and then we had 4 sigma, just 1 lone pair. 1 so, hmm, हाँ. So we had 4 sigma and 2 lone pair. Hmm. तो 4 सिग्मा और 0 लोन पेयर का एग्जांपल मीथेन था. 4 सिग्मा 1 लोन पेयर इज SF4. 4 सिग्मा 2 लोन पेयर इज HCF4. ऐसा. सो अभी यहाँ पे एक एक एग्जांपल हम लेते हैं. तो पहला एग्जांपल क्या है? मीथेन CH4. So this is like something like this. You have ऐसा. तो मीथेन में कार्बन की तरफ सब डायरेक्टेड रहते हैं बिकॉज कार्बन इज मोर इलेक्ट्रोनेगेटिव इन नेचर. ऐसा. सो नेट डाइपोल मोमेंट एक्सपेरिमेंटली इट इज ऑब्जर्व दैट कि वो जीरो होता. बिकॉज जब इनको रिजॉल्व करते हैं ना तो जीरो आता है. सो नेट डाइपोल मोमेंट इज जीरो. मतलब ये मॉलिक्यूल क्या हो गया? नॉन पोलर हो गया. सॉरी मैडम. दिस मॉलिक्यूल इज नॉन पोलर. ओके. फिर नेक्स्ट वाला देखो. CH4 के बाद SF4. चलो अभी आप मुझे बताओ SF4 का हाइब्रिडाइजेशन क्या था? वी हैव डन दिस. फाइंड आउट फ्रॉम अवर नोट्स एंड लेट मी नो. Sorry.
Has two, it has two lone pairs and it's like
No,
C
no, SF4, madam, SF4.
SF4.
Yeah.
So it has one lone pair and
Hmm.
dissociate.
One lone pair and four sigma bonds, right?
Yes,
You got it or you didn't get it?
I got it.
Yeah.
So
So four sigma and one lone pair, hybridization will be sp3d. Geometry will be trigonal bipyramidal. So see, trigonal bipyramidal looks somewhat like this. And you are going to have one lone pair of electrons like this. Okay. So here the net dipole moment is non-zero. So the molecule will be polar in nature. Got it?
hmm,
फिर कौन सा एग्जाम्पल है? HCF4, very important example. इसका डायग्राम ऐसा रहेगा HCF4 का. And then there will be two lone pairs like this. 180 के difference पे. So this bond moment will be cancelled out by this bond moment. This bond moment will be cancelled out by this bond moment. This bond moment will be cancelled out by this bond moment. ऐसा. तो here the net dipole moment जो रहेगा वो जीरो होता है इवन दो इट हैज लोन पेयर ऑफ इलेक्ट्रॉन्स. तो दिस मॉलिक्यूल विल बी एनपी मतलब नॉन पोलर. समझा मैडम?
yes, sir.
या. सो हैव यू कॉपीड डाउन?
Yes, sir. I have.
ओके. या. सो नाउ कम्स 5 0 वाले एग्जांपल्स. सो सिग्मा, लोन पेयर एंड देन एग्जांपल्स. तो क्या एग्जांपल्स थे? 5 0 था अपने पास, 5 1 था और 5 2 था. तो 5 0 का एग्जाम्पल PCl5 है. 5 1 का एग्जाम्पल इज BRF5 ले लो. 5 2 का एग्जाम्पल इज HCF5 माइनस. ओके. तो अभी पहला एग्जाम्पल हम PCl5 का एक्सप्लेन करेंगे, ठीक है? विल एक्सप्लेन इट फॉर PCl5. तो अगर आप PCl5 ले रहे हो, ओके, ऐसा, तो ट्राइगोनल बाइपिरामिडल इज द ज्योमेट्री फॉर phosphorus pentachloride. So obviously they will cancel out each other. The bond moments will cancel out each other. ये देखो, ये ऊपर वाला बॉन्ड मोमेंट इसको काटेगा. फिर ये दोनों का जो रिजल्टेंट है ना वो इसको काट देगा. तो नेट डाइपोल मोमेंट ना जीरो आता. मतलब मॉलिक्यूल क्या हो जाएगा? नॉन पोलर हो जाएगा. NP मतलब नॉन पोलर. सेकेंड एग्जाम्पल कौन सा है? BRF5 का था. BRF5. तो Br F5 में आप 5 सिग्मा और एक लोन पेयर है ना? हम्म, तो ऐसा रहेगा, 1, 2, 3, 4 और एक लोन पेयर। ओके, ऐसा। ठीक है, तो यहाँ पे एक फ्लोरीन, यहाँ पे दूसरा फ्लोरीन, तीसरा फ्लोरीन, चौथा फ्लोरीन, ऐसा। तो फिर भी लोन पेयर तो एक बचेगा, तो यहाँ पे नेट डाइपोल मोमेंट इज नॉन जीरो। It is non-zero. So that means the molecule will be polar. Okay. And now we shall discuss about XCF5, but we have less than 1 minute. So I will close this session. Just join on the same link immediately, ma'am. ठीक है? We'll continue. Okay.